again.
We got attitudes today, but we gonna
No, for real. We gonna have to work through them, but we're good. And we're here. I don't know. Okay,
I'm
7.
Erica. No, why? We won't cut it off. We're gonna keep it going. I'm Erica King.
Katrina Harley.
Kiana Thompson.
And we are
Real
to
Her.
Today we're going to talk about our emotional attachments to deals. You know, we differently feel certain ways when things don't happen with our deals, and we're going to express them today. Erica, you have one that you wanted to talk about.
No, I'm so mad about it. But before we start that, can we talk about this beautiful bottle of perfume that we have sitting here that I can't afford, by the way?
Which is a bottle that my husband bought me. It's a Disney collection.
Husband, hint.
It's a Disney collection from House of Silovich. I think I said that right. What? I hope I did.
Solange, maybe.
If not, they'll be calling
House of Solange. I'm sorry. I know. It smells really good.
Let me see. I've never seen this before.
You can find this in, I believe it was Nordstrom.
Oh, that's
We
not,
got this from?
I don't go in that store, so yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Have you worn it?
I did. I have. It was Bloomingdale's, actually. This is one of my favorites.
It's pretty.
My favorite perfume. So this is a feature for today.
Okay, let's get back to it. Erica, let's talk about your deal that you had, you was feeling some type of way about.
So I'm still feeling some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
So that you guys know that I, speaking for me, because I don't want to speak for somebody else and it's not them, but every one of my deals I have an emotional attachment to. I used to be like, oh, take the emotions out of it. It's really hard because I really want my clients to win. Even if there's somebody else's clients, like I want you guys to win. And that's because I learned the value in owning a home so long ago that I just don't believe in renting and wasting your money with anybody else. I'm not a saver. Like my husband, he gonna be fussing about this video. I'm not a saver. I try to be. Kiana fussed at me. Trina like, I'm naturally not a saver. And that's because in my head, my house is my savings account.
It is.
And I'm not knocking people who put money in their bank account. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for me, I know that I put $100,000 into my house when I purchased it. That savings account is growing and I don't have to do nothing else. So if an emergency happened, I can go to the bank and pull that money out of my equity. And I have way more than that $100,000 that I put in 4 years ago. So I don't like wasting money. I just had a deal fall apart and I felt helpless because the seller just decided I'm not going to show up to closing.
Wait, hold on. A seller could do that?
No.
I didn't think a seller could do that.
He did. There are repercussions.
It better be.
Which is happening a lot more lately.
It better be.
There are repercussions, but I don't like to give bad news. So me having to call my client to say, hey, we just can't find a seller. The seller is not showing up. We got to start looking again. I took it upon myself to find this seller's family without my broker's permission. I found his family. I thought that, you expect nobody want to see somebody else going through. My client is homeless, like with a family,
not good.
Little kids. And
it's not okay.
Then their money is locked up because this guy just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And his family kind of, the first time they were responsive. And then the second time it was kind of like, oh, that's not my problem. But I can guarantee you my problem with people is if it was them.
How would you feel?
So there is emotion involved in real estate.
It has to be.
And if you're not passionate about it, you don't have a passionate realtor, you got to reconsider. Because I think I cried more than my client because I know I tried everything and I was willing to keep trying everything. And it really was nothing I could do because we just got to let the legal people handle everything. But I was hurt.
And I remember when you called me, I'm like, oh my God, this is my first time hearing Erica about to cry on the phone. She was like,
yeah.
Because I had to call these people and let them know that you did everything you're supposed to do. And how do you help somebody keep the faith after that?
Mm-hmm.
Long and behold, because the kind of realtor I am, I don't like people giving up. I'm not a quitter. We are actually under a new contract now. Better house, better everything else.
Everything happens for a reason.
Just didn't do it. But
yeah,
it still was, they paid for inspection. They paid for an appraisal. That's money that I can't get them back right now. My hopes is in this new deal, I'm able to credit them some money back. Mm-hmm. So they didn't take a loss. But yeah, I was emotionally hurt for a couple of days. I don't stay down long, but I know I felt their pain.
How could you not?
I was hurt.
Yeah.
If that man would have walked outside his house when I drove by to try to find him, I probably would have made a bad decision because it kind of was just like
You took
selfish.
it personal.
Yeah,
You took it personal.
Take it
And I'm big on saying don't take it personal. I am, but you can't not take
And
it
I
personal.
think it's a difference if they still had a place to live in, opposed to being homeless.
I would even feel, I still think that I would feel some type of way, even if they still had somewhere to stay.
Mhm.
It's just the principle of it. You know, you agreed to sell your home.
Mhm.
You allow all of this to happen, all the inspection, the appraisal. You allow everything to happen. And then when it's time to get to the closing table, you run.
No,
Yeah.
you just don't answer.
You don't show up. No, no,
You don't give no
you gonna get yours. It doesn't work like that.
It does.
It doesn't work like
and
that.
I think Kiana had a similar situation
I've
before.
had
and
similar situations. One, I just wanted to just give up and quit, and it's like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. This seller promised this house to this couple of mine. They were waiting on another house to sell. They were like, oh, we just want to get the appraisal and blah, 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 this and that. They went with another offer.
Are you
And I was like so hurt, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore because it's very tough looking for a house. My last client that we just closed with, I think we put in over 20 offers. And at that point, it's like, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
you, it's not the
You question
realtor.
yourself.
Because
You start questioning yourself. Yeah.
you know, you're doing everything in power. Like you're tightening up the deadlines. You're doing whatever it takes to try to get the contract. Excuse me. But you have others that are coming down, paying cash, and it's nothing you can do. It's out of your control.
Yeah.
And then, finally we got to the closing table, but you work as hard as you can to get these contracts for your clients.
And
So
sometimes
it's-
the clients don't see how hard we really work. Like
Yes.
since I have been a realtor, and I've only been less than a year, and doing very well. But people like, oh, it's easy. You're doing it. It's easy.
It's not. It's not.
This is the hardest job I've ever. This is the only job listen. I worked good companies. I ain't never did this much work,
Mm-hmm.
but I ain't never felt so happy about what I'm
Right.
doing either. So
Right.
listen,
And it's a difference when you're working for yourself.
and you working
You're
for
more
somebody else.
passionate about it.
I
You're
will
gonna
tell
work
you
longer
this.
hours.
I will tell you this. So I have a deal that was supposed to close Friday.
Mhm.
And my seller, so I am the agent on both sides.
Okay.
I am the agent for the listing side, the seller, and I am the agent for the buyer.
Which can be very
It
difficult.
can be very difficult, but I've managed it very well. Everything was smooth sailing. We're supposed to close Friday, and when it's in the underwriter's hands, it's out of your hands.
Mhm.
You just have to sit and wait.
Mhm.
You can anticipate a closing date however much you want,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, until you get that clear to close from that underwriter,
It ain't happening.
Nothing
it ain't
you can do.
happening. It's nothing you can do.
And you want to just call a million times, but it's nothing you can do.
So the seller, anticipating that we're going to close on Friday, began moving their things out of the house. Okay? The husband took an offer for a new job in another state, and they are scheduled to move next week.
Oh.
The house right now, they really don't have anywhere to live because they have moved out of the house anticipating this closing. I told them, wait, listen, nothing is sketched in stone
Until you close.
until you sign that dotted line.
Yeah.
Nothing is sketched in stone
Well, at least
Because-
you're not running away.
because anything can happen at the 11th hour. At the last minute, the underwriter could pull it. So, make a long story short, the buyer did something they shouldn't have done. They turned in their taxes. Taxes was fine when they turned it in, but they did not state that they amended their taxes.
Oh, that
So
can
the,
take months.
The amount that they stated that they had on their taxes was $40,000 cheaper or less than what was actually amended. So when the underwriter, let me tell you something. Don't think that you could get away
Okay.
with giving information upfront and honest, because it's going to be double checked,
Triple.
quadrupled.
I don't know how to say the five one.
It can be the last hour.
To the last
They
hour.
will
That's
check.
right.
And what happens is, it's not just the buyer or the seller that is going to feel, you know, the repercussions of this situation. All players involved.
Everybody.
Everybody's involved. So the buyer, so make a long story short, I have one of the most amazing loan officers in the land. He said, Katrina.
I'm against that, but go ahead.
You
I
may
got the most amazing
You
in
may
the
be,
world.
but mine
Go
is
ahead.
it. He said, Katrina, late last night, he said, Katrina, this deal look like it's gonna fall through. It's not gonna happen, X, Y, and Z. I happen, no, it can't be possible. He said, yes. But guess what? If it wasn't for you and how much I know that you are invested emotionally in this deal, I would let it go, because what the buyer did was wrong.
Mhm.
But what I'm going to do, I am going to do a second, he went to the back way and submitted this loan to another lender
Okay.
that doesn't check for taxes.
Okay.
Mm.
So just in case this first
Don't fall
underwriter
through, he
say
out.
no, we've already been approved for this
Okay.
second lender. So he's saving the deal. But what if he couldn't do that?
And remember that can happen case by case.
Mhm.
Case by case.
Case by case. So
That
not
can't,
everyone can get away with that.
no.
Not everyone can get away with that.
So the worst case scenario is that the closing is going to be extended a week, because he's able to get it pulled
Good,
through
okay.
very quickly.
And that's a week is a short
That
period
is
of
a very short
My
amount
lender
of
can do
time.
that too, so
My lender is
We do.
bad.
We all have good lenders.
We
Very
all
good
have really
lenders.
good
Yes.
We have great teams that we work with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so whether you work with Erica, myself, Kiana, the teams that we have is going to make sure
Mhm.
you get to the closing table and beyond.
But you gotta be what? Honest with us.
You have to be
Honest.
honest.
You gotta be honest with
Up
us.
But you
front,
have to
because
be-
we could have
help
dealt
you.
right.
Yeah.
We could have dealt with this if you would have told us. And if you tell us, don't try to be slick and think it's not going to come out at the end, because it is.
And it hurts you.
It hurts
Because
you.
eventually our clients get emotionally. The client is now, you get excited. It's
Right.
levels to that. You get excited.
And it
like
builds
you're ready,
up. It
and
builds
you
up.
mess yourself up. It's nothing we can do.
But you're messing yourself up and everyone else.
Mhm.
I'm emotionally connected on all sides.
Mhm.
I'm emotionally connected
Ooh,
to
that's a
the.
phone call you had.
It really was.
Yeah.
But I did have a conversation with the seller. I'm very transparent.
Mhm.
I don't like people, I don't want your feelings to be hurt
Mhm.
or disappointed, but I need to let you know what's going on. But I want you to be sure and rest assured that we are doing everything we
Mhm.
possibly can to save the deal.
But
And
some
you're
things
honest
are
on
still
both
out of our-
sides.
I'm honest
On
on
both
both
sides.
sides.
Mhm.
I'm not going to allow you to sit there and believe it's one thing and then it falls apart and it's
Yeah.
something else, and then I look like I'm a liar.
Mhm.
So I
And
want
it
to.
depends, because I couldn't do nothing to prepare my client. What could I have done?
But you did something. You found them something else.
But you were honest with them. You explained everything to the T.
Right.
with
It
them.
had nothing to do
And
with
it
I
had
you.
been beating
nothing to-
myself up.
And guess what? They don't see all the work that you're doing on the back end, but they recognize it.
Why are you beating yourself up?
Because
What did you do?
I still feel like it's something I could have done to make sure this didn't happen.
No, there's
How?
Nothing,
What?
Nothing.
What could
I
you
don't
have
know,
done?
Beat up the seller. I don't know.
Sometimes it's out of
Tie him up to the
Listen.
title company table.
the way that we are as realtors. We want the best.
Mhm.
And we are going to do whatever we possibly can do to make sure that the outcome is the way that it needs to be. But sometimes it's out of our control. But we still can do whatever we can do. We're not going to just let a deal just fall like that.
Yeah.
What happened, you had no control over. But what did you do to try to save something?
I just cried.
No, you found them another place. In a better place.
A better place.
A better
And you're
place.
Under contract.
Things
already.
happen. Sometimes
happen.
things
We not
happen.
under contract yet. They signed in the contract right now. So let's say by the time we finish recording that I should be under.
But I always feel things happen for a reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything happens for a reason. You did what you could do. And what's most important, your client know
Mhm.
that you were there for them
I don't know. They
all
was
the way
cussing
through.
me out in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was like, blah, blah, blah. Oh. I had to
Even
get a
so.
translator. Wait, anybody speak Patois?
Even so, at the end of the day, you're going to do what you can do. I'm going to do what I can do. She's going to do what she can do. And you have to trust and believe that we have your best interests at heart.
And the one thing we promise we'll do is keep it
Real.
real.
At all times.
See y'all next week.
All right.